And Blitz looks to go for a hook, but then the lantern goes out for the enemy Wukong as they get flayed, and this should be a disaster. Draven quickly uses stand aside to deny entry to the fight while killing Thresh as they back up to keep away from Wukong and wait for cooldowns. With their spells coming back up soon, they start to move back in, and then Draven lands the auto and ult, but it's not quite enough, so he flashes to curve it on the way back for the double. The monkey goes ham, but Draven uses summoner heal, putting him out of auto attack range, and with no cooldowns up, Wukong decides to fall back, resulting in the 2-for-0. Their backs against the wall and are looking at a near 10,000 gold deficit. The enemy team are working on a second inhib, so at this point they really need to take action as Janna starts to move in. She's a mile ahead of her team, but she goes in with a flash monsoon to split the enemy team into 3 areas. Pantheon is delivered right to blue team as they quickly finish him off. Both tanks are separated from their carries, and with blue team looking to press in, Kassadin can escape, but Jinx will have to run all the way around through the jungle to regroup. Pantheon gets annihilated, and Kassadin decides to try and go for Janna on the way out, but she remains elusive as her team pushes in to come to the rescue. A great condemn from Vayne stuns Udyr, and at this point, red team is in full retreat back to their base to defend. Udyr goes down for their 3rd kill as Kassadin gains quite a bit of distance, but with all the momentum on their side, they continue down mid lane, getting the kill on Jinx, followed by the tower and inhib. The enemy team have killed off a bunch of her teammates and now they're zerging down the tower, but she lands a massive ult and roots 3 in place, but it's not enough to fend them off. As it gets lower, she sticks around while the friendly Sion joins, and then she gets silenced into a rune prison, forcing her to Zhonya's. Ryze waits patiently, but a quick E-flash gets her out as Sion gets pulled to Blitz and she takes off. The blue man continues to follow her and gets locked up by another grasping roots, but he's persistent and continues chasing while Sion manages a kill on Akali. Thanks to some harass, Ryze does a 180 and tries to escape, but the plant slowly chips away at his health and keeps him slow enough for her to close the gap and get into range for an E to finish the job. Confident, she turns into the hook because she has exhaust, which really nullifies his burst and allows for the double. The bug tries to snipe her but gets denied by the plant, meaning no kill and more importantly no reset, resulting in yet another kill. The rocket flies in between everyone as she dodges another bullet and recalls back to base as one rich support. Things get off to a terrible start. Right off the bat, we see the enemy Vi ult Orianna as the rest of blue team follow her up, but a great Zhonya's negates a lot. As she gets out, Rupture goes off into a bubble, but she manages to move her ball, and then she ults as Lee Sin kicks, redirecting Cho'Gath into all 3 for massive collateral damage. Despite being behind in gold and caught out in the beginning, red team managed to crush this 4v4 without even losing a single player. Let's check that out one more time, but there's 2 key things to pay attention to. The first one is that in between the CC, she buffer input cancels her Q to allow her to move the ball even though she's bubbled. The second thing is that Lee Sin's ult on Cho'Gath ends up colliding with the other 3 players thanks to the shockwave changing the path he was kicked on. Game is neck and neck, and things have boiled down to this crucial moment with Zed going for the back door to end it all. His team is fighting their hearts out to buy him anytime as we go back to see Morg stop Vi's. Orianna flashes in but can't quite get the kill on Draven. Corki sees an opening to Valken and finishes the job as he looks to get Gnar, but a great binding stops him in his tracks. Sona comes rushing in and gets on Zed, but she doesn't have enough damage, so he spares her no attention and keeps on working the Nexus. Vi returns to base and starts charging her Q, but a great ult dodges it into a flash as he Ws and then swaps, dodging Orianna's QW with a final swap as he brings this game to an end Xpeke style.